Okay. Okay. Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Crimson Skies, and welcome. Let me close this window. Welcome. 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 Got it. Okay. So, we maxed out our last contact, which was what? Victoria, right? Victoria. Oh, Veronica. My bad. And we're actually gonna do a Blood Rose contact. To work towards because she, I think, gives adults in Montaigne, correct? I know she does vehicles. Conveo is a little slow, and then the Charge Sentinel is actually not a terrible vehicle, but I'm kind of more interested in getting the Montaigne. Now, I did purchase the Varzuga for 5,000 because I needed a car just a little bit faster, okay? The Cosenza was just too slow, too slow. So we switched over to the Varzuga. Now, the contacts, we now, of course, going over Strega Blood Rose. We'll go over the background a little bit. Now, the Blood Roses, I'm kind of not. I don't like the Blood Roses as much as I like the G Kings. There's a few characters in there which I think is really, really, really cool as characters. In particular, they're the leader of the Blood Roses. It has an incredibly entertaining backstory because he's kind of he's like blackmailed into that position to actually shape up the Blood Roses and make them something better than kind of like a mid-tier gang, which is what they effectively were before. And of course, the contacts that he kind of brings into the Blood Roses are fairly interesting as well. But of course, we'll get more into detail to those contacts when the time comes. For now, we're going to talk about Strega Blood Rose, though, because her story is actually kind of cool in terms of world building, because it really goes into kind of like other organizations and groups, even character names that you don't even see in the game, like Wispa, who's like the leader of like the Red Rain gang, which is like the main like rivals of the Blood Roses. Same as how the G Kings have the Barbarians as their main rivals, to which we don't see in the game as well. The Red Rain is basically the Blood Roses, kind of not in-game primary like rivals, and they're mentioned a lot with a lot of the contacts. Even on the Enforcer side, you have like Violet Prentice, who was like betrayed by the Blood Roses, but we'll get to that later, okay? Or she thinks they're betrayed. It's kind of an interesting scenario, but Strega Blood Rose is associated with the Blood Roses, of course. Strega is actually like an alternate ego of a different. I don't remember. It's like Casa something. Actually, the fun fact: the building she's in is part of her family's business, or her family, because she's a rich kid of some like energy drink like empire. It's like Casa Major or something. Casa Major Company. I had to like go outside to look at it. But I think that's a cool little bit of a tidbit lore, is that she's actually hanging out in like her family's, one of her family's like buildings. But her story is rather fascinating because, like I said, she's like a super rich kid. She got kidnapped by the Red Rains, and the Blood Roses kind of catch wind of it, and so they end up killing the Red Rain captives, capturers, and then they save her. Now, of course, they wanted the money too, right? The ransom money. So they ended up like taking her out partying for like 4 days or something like that. I think she was missing for like 4 days or something. So they end up taking her out partying, and they gave her like all the getup that she's basically wearing is like a disguise, so that because it was like a manhunt, to try and find her, and then when they get the money, they give it to her. They give her like half of the bounty, which is, I think in total was like 5 million. So they gave her 2.5 million to give back to the family, kind of thing. And what ended up happening was that those 4 days was like, the greatest time of her life. So she ended up developing this alter ego called Strega Blood Rose. and she's in the gang though. She like killed a couple of apprentice tigers. She kind of did their little ritual thing. So she's like officially a Blood Rose member, but they don't really. But it's like they're on edge if she's just like a thrill-seeking junkie rich kid, or she's actually in with the Blood Roses. So she's a very low-level contact, basically, right? She's the first contact in financial. If we look, she's the first contact that you get in financial. So that's how low level she is. But that's her story. She's just a rich kid that got kidnapped. And then during that time, the Blood Roses kind of saved her, but they kind of kept her until they got the payment for the bounty that the Red Rains were trying to get. And then during that time, they basically just took her partying the whole time. And so, yeah, she got hooked on it, and basically committed herself to the Blood Roses as a kind of alter ego identity, stuff like that. So, you know, and that's kind of the huge theme with the Blood Roses. A lot of them are just kind of party people. They're all like drug fiend party animals. It's kind of the same with the Apprentice Tigers, where I don't like them a whole lot, because a vast majority of the contacts in Apprentice are like, they're just a bunch of adrenaline junkies, you know, in it for the thrill, you know. But yeah, that's the contact. That's our contact, Strega Blood Rose. We're gonna do missions for her. A little bit of a backstory lore. We went through her loot, which is like a bunch of clothing. I saw a couple of decals, and then of course, like 3 vehicles: the Hanveo, the Charged Sentinel, and the Dalton Montaigne, which I'm trying to get because that's a nice car. It's a nice truck. So let's pledge to her. We'll get this going. Okay. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get a mission, but I got it pretty quick last time. It was pretty nice. See how long this takes. District's about half, right? About half full. We'll see. We'll see. If it takes too long, I'll see you in the edit. I'll see you in the cut. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. All right, not too bad. Not too bad of a wait. I'll probably still cut that because I didn't say a whole lot. I was just wasting time. But let's see what we got. Nice, 2 silvers. This is they got an agrotech and a stun OPGL. Oh, my teammate is rocking an ISSR. This is an interesting kind of weapon combo. Now, I'm not a fan of the fact they are rocking a stun OPGL. That's going to be a real pain to deal with. Explosives in this game is really strong. It almost trivializes combat half the time. So we'll see if we can do something. This guy's still not banned. That's fucking crazy. Well, let's see. In a very open area. I'll park my car over here. We'll take the high ground. I don't know if they'll have beaten us. Like I said, I'm driving a fairly slow vehicle, so I don't know why my teammate decided to go around with me. Hello. Okay, not too bad. My teammate died. What? Okay. But it's all working out so far, I think. It's all working out. I think we're doing pretty good. We're gonna go back to my vehicle. I'll probably resupply before we go over there. You always gotta make sure you're properly prepared. So we'll resupply my ammo and stuff.
Low on ammo? Ain't no joke.
Let me actually make sure I've got reserves. Which, yeah, we're a little low on. Okay, perfect. So, the thing... so I was trying to think, like, how can I make these videos maybe more informational or educational for like newer players or lower threat players? But if I'm just using the Star 556, like, what do I tell you to like try to do like bursts of 2 or 3, try to maintain your thing, always make sure that so I was trying to think on how I can maybe make these missions more informational for people. But the problem is all I can really do, especially if it was just a start 556 or something, is just go over the basics, right? Like, what am I supposed to tell people? Like, make sure you're within 50 meters, or be able to recognize when you're within your effective range. You know, always keep an eye out, kind of thing. I think he's on the roof. Okay, there's one down. I'm gonna heal. My teammate's there, but I think he fell. I kind of wish my teammate would get on the objective. Yeah, once again, there's stun grenades. My teammate did not get on the objective. That's kind of a shame. Oh my gosh, I have to do all the fucking work over here, man. Where's my teammate? Seriously, where's my teammate? He was fighting this dude, was he not? Bro, I don't... What are you doing? I'm a little upset, man. I'm a little upset. Like, what the hell? You know, like, I came to support him, and he just abandoned me. You know, that's... goodness. You should always try to help your team. Okay? Always try to help. If you see somebody in the middle of a firefight, you should probably try to get in there in the system. Right? Not just fucking sit there and fucking, you know, stick with your fucking dick in your hand and not do nothing. What the actual dog water, you know? Like, what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to support somebody who immediately abandons? Like, we had a chance to take this objective already, so I'm really upset, actually, about this situation here. My teammate's not particularly objective-oriented. He seems to be very like, kill-oriented, and, oh, how can I camp this? And you know, just farm kills. He doesn't seem to be the sharpest tool in the shed. Like, I don't know how to... I just don't know what to do. We could have won this. We could have already been done with this objective. But I have a teammate who's just not playing the objective. Always play the fucking objective, guys. Always play the fucking objective. If you know you got a teammate who can just outplay the other team, why would you not focus on the objective? He hasn't helped. He hasn't helped. We're gonna call him backup because this guy's useless. Like, we're down to 30 seconds because he literally does not play the objective. Alright. You know, you get people like this, and it really makes you question, you know, the fucking intelligence of a lot of your fucking teammates. Yeah, once again, he threw, unfortunately. There's nothing you can do about that. That dude does not know how to play APB. And the worst part is, he's fucking R270. He's a max level player who doesn't know how to play the game. Okay. You know, you get people like that, man. There's some people who never learn, you know? Literally, because it takes forever to get max threat, max rank. So to see that there's people like that who literally have no concept, you know, play the fucking objective. Play the objective. He literally didn't help. The dude had zero impact on that mission. None. None whatsoever. But I mean, we got this one pretty quick, so let's play the second mission. Hopefully it's not as frustrating. Okay? Hopefully it's not as frustrating. But just play the fucking objective, guys. Seriously. If you've got a teammate who kicked ass and you know you can get on the objective with like protection from someone, get on the objective. He didn't focus the objective not one time. He left me abandoned to play as I tried to rush the other guy because I thought they were fighting each other, you know, which it turned out he missed all his bullets or something, and then he just abandoned. So it's like, you know, you get people like that who have like no concept on how they should probably play or engage or just any of the basics. So we'll see if this mission's any better. See if this mission's any better. Probably. Okay. Oh, not bad. Not bad. My guy did some pretty good damage though, so I'm proud of him. Already more useful than the other two teammate, and the other teammate was max rank. That's kind of nuts to me, you know. It really bothers me. It really bothers me. I can shoot underneath this. Let me see if I can see him. The solos. Okay, the solos doing work. Nice. Yeah, I already like this guy more. I already like this guy more. He touched the objective. That's a huge W on my end, you know? He actually went for the objective. Man, dude, God. It feels like, especially lately, I don't know what Little Orbit did, but they set the matchmaker up to be almost... It's almost like they set the matchmaker up to be as difficult as possible. You can almost tell if you're going to have a win or a loss purely based on the teammates you get, it seems like, man. Because this one, I'm pretty sure we're going to win pretty easy. My guy seems relatively, you know, well, more competent than the last one. But lately, it's just been kind of feeling like you're destined to win or lose your mission purely based on who you get as a teammate and who you get as an enemy. Like, god damn, man, this silver is kicking ass. I didn't even get to get up on the roof, you know. And yeah, it definitely feels like I got the better overall team now this time. This guy's definitely doing solid work. Son of a gun. Okay, all good. All good. He's using a really strong gun though. The Star LCR, ooh, it's an excellent weapon. Primarily for one reason only. It's got effectively like infinite like effective range. You can engage at any distance and do really well with it. I turned the corner and got fucked up. I should have stayed back to heal instead of trying to push up with my teammate, but I wanted to stick with the guy. I wanted to be able to provide that kind of support if need be. That was just a really good grenade. And once again, that's the thing that I find really unfortunate, is that they've added more explosives to this game with the EOLs. And they didn't just add like another type of grenade launcher, they added grenade launchers with a short fuse grenade. Explosives is already super strong. I don't know why they need to add more variation of even better explosives, if that makes sense. Like, it's a... I mean, bro was like one shot, I think. Man, bro was really hurt. Bro was hurt pretty good. He's got Kev 3, so he was 2-shot. That guy's using Kev 3. I don't think I was going to win that fight, man. I would have had to have not missed a single bullet if I were going to win that one. But that's okay. That's okay. Hey, I'm liking this teammate a lot more, man. I'm liking this teammate a lot more. Okay, they got an ATAC on the objective. Oh, this guy's really good. He uses his grenades well. But I got faith in my silver. I got faith in this guy. This solos person. He's been doing pretty excellent with that star LCR. He's been doing really good with the star LCR. And if he's going that way, I'm gonna go through this way and try to catch him at a different angle. Never mind, he's dead. Okay. So we might have a problem here, but this is a really strong defensive position. Really strong defensive position. I'll call backup. We'll see if we can get some help here. I'll call backup. Okay, freedom. Not exactly the most useful, you know? Okay. Nice. And once again, man, with us, I feel like we've got a really good chance at holding this. I don't think we're gonna run into any major issues. I don't think we're gonna run into any major issues. If I watch the ladder and he watches that way, we should be good. So I see one. We're gonna watch it back though. We're gonna watch it back. OPGO. Did he switch? Okay, let me see if I can help with the problem here. Fuck. I feel like Gravity did a lot more work than I anticipated. I kind of wish the solo pushed with me. But that's just two different play styles, right? I need to be kind of aggressive because I got the star 556, so close quarters is where I specialize. But so I kind of have to get in close. You know, I kind of have to get in close. It's just unfortunate. I kind of wish he kind of read the play and played with me. But that was not the case. In fact. Okay. Where's my teammate? Over that way? I'll watch the stairs. I'll watch the stairs. I hear someone popped epi. I'm gonna wait. Nice. Okay, that gives me time. That gives me time to resupply. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! First mission was terrible. First mission today was terrible. Second mission, I had a much better teammate. And it's once again, you can almost always tell if you're gonna win or lose a mission. Lately, it feels like, based off of the team composition that they give you, because yeah. Man, the enemy silver just wasn't really impactful. Enemy silver wasn't particularly very impactful. Oh gosh, we got it. We got it. Good game, man. Woo. But that's what I'm kind of talking about, you know. That's kind of what I'm talking about. I mean, because of course I play this game, right? And then the second I saw Freedom for Hire, I was like, okay, we're probably gonna win this one. But you never know, so I didn't really say anything. I don't know if there was any telltale signs in the beginning because I didn't want to say anything. But it really, The matchmaker lately feels really messed up. I don't know how to say it. It feels really messed up. It feels like it's intentionally making one team better than the other. And I understand that, like, it's a gold, silver versus gold, silver situation, right? But it just doesn't ever feel fair. It doesn't ever feel like a proper, it doesn't ever feel like a real proper, like, match. It never feels balanced. Threat-wise, right? You could argue threat-wise, right? It's balanced, you know. A gold and silver versus gold and silver, but in terms of like, in terms of the match itself, no, no, it wasn't balanced at all, man. We had two people that were doing relatively good versus a decent player, and then like a person who just wasn't really there. And I feel like I'm gonna put this in this. I'm probably gonna put this in this video because I think it's just they need to fix it. They need to add extra statistics that are tracked, and they have extra statistics. Okay, they have a mission win rate, right? They have kills, but this is obviously for my current playtime. They don't have like proper lifetime stats. I feel like they should add proper lifetime stats and then put into effect, say, an extra variable would be a player's KD. So you can have a gold with a super low KD and then get a gold with super high KD. Super high KD is probably gonna fuck the low KD player, right? Like, I feel like they need to add more like variables into the game that's tracked, and then add in extra variables for that matchmaker to actually find, if they want genuinely balanced missions, they need to add extra variables that's looked at, because it just kind of isn't, especially the last few weeks, man. Because I play solo all the time on my main when I'm live streaming and stuff like that, and it never feels like a truly balanced mission. Okay, but even then, there's like worse scenarios coming up too. Especially yesterday, it was like a 4-man gold team versus 3 silvers and a green. And I was on, obvious, you know, like what are those silvers even supposed to do? You know, like, it's it's brutal. You know, there was one time where it was like me and then 2 silvers, and then the enemy team was like 3 bronze. It was 2 trainees and a bronze. So the matchmaker, like, it doesn't even set up proper matches. I know the trainee is kind of classified, I think, as like a high silver. I think it's like low gold, high silver. I think trainee is actually valued fairly high. And so, like, but I don't know why they would do that, because I feel like that fucks new players. That almost guarantees the new players are going to be matched up against like experienced players in the game, and that's going to give them literally the worst experience you could possibly give somebody, because they're going to lose that first match, right? And then I think you keep training for a few missions, I think, right? So it's going to start you off at that high threat, that high threat. You're going to lose that match guaranteed, basically, and then you're going to go into maybe like a middle tier threat, right? And then if you lose that match, it'll probably put you into like a lower tier area. But it starts you off. It starts new players off dealing with effectively some of the better players in the game. I think that's just not fun. But of course, the matchmaker itself has a lot of problems. It's almost always unbalanced. I think yesterday I had 2 missions where I sat there and felt like, wow, this is a really even mission, you know. Wow, this is really even. I think the mission I just finished wasn't even. Maybe statistically you could say it really was, because the bar was like right there, right? But the problem, but you can't really say that, because it was a really strong position to begin with, and it's just of course they beat us to it, right? And we had to kind of get them out of that position, of course, to certain situations, like that really good grenade in our first engagement where we both got killed from that one grenade. But it was not an even mission. It was definitely a one-sided mission from the beginning. Okay, my team had the advantage. We had the better players, like, overall. And it's a constant problem with the current matchmaker. Like constantly, it's a constant problem with the current matchmaker that we're gonna have to kind of get through, I think. And yeah, I feel like the way they I feel like if they truly want balance, because that's the thing with Little Orbit is they've been gutting a lot of like the dynamic engagements, like Bounty, for example, because they want to make missions like more balanced. That's kind of their be all end all, is by removing a lot of the systems that enabled more like engaging stuff, uh, or more interaction with other players. But because of the fact that it can affect missions, they've been kind of trying to gut all of those systems out, and it all in the name of making balanced missions. And it just kind of sucks because I don't think that's what APB was supposed to be about. Was about balance. It was supposed to be about like a chaotic fighting in a chaotic city. All right, but this is I'm straying. I'm straying. Okay. I feel like since their goal is to make missions balanced, they need to add extra tracked variables for players. And then they need to make it where when looking for missions, for like a balanced mission, they need to add extra variables that it looks for, particularly, I think, if we looked at kill-death ratios. If they did that, they'd probably get a better, more even setup. But of course, I think it depends on how loose they're willing to match, of course. But because right now the matches suck when you play solo queue. The matches are terrible. You're like either guaranteed to win a mission or guaranteed to lose a mission, but there's no in between. There's very rarely you get that balanced mission that actually feels like tense because like everyone's relatively even, or they have like the silver is relatively even and the golds are relatively even with their respective threats. It's almost always a one-sided affair. Almost always it's a one-sided affair. But yeah, that's it. That's my two missions. I had a little bit of a rant, but that's kind of because these missions, I think, displayed that. I think, right? It kind of really showcased the worst in how the current matchmaker is, because both were like unpleasant in their own, like it was the first one was unpleasant for me, the other one was unpleasant for them, right? Because it was that situation where you just kind of could tell we win this mission, or oh man, they win this mission, right? Like the first one, I had a teammate who literally didn't even consider the concept of engaging in the mission, and then he didn't help me fight the guy who I could have sworn he was fighting, but it's yeah, just frustrations. I'm just venting frustrations. I'm gonna end the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, peace. I apologize about the rant, guys. I apologize about the rant. It's just I I gotta make my own game, man. I gotta make my own one, you know.